Y'all men play too many games with this natural hair conversation. That's why you can't have an honest conversation with you. The game that y'all play is like asking somebody, do they like pizza? When somebody asks you, do you like natural hair? You're like, oh yeah, I love natural hair. But what type of natural hair? Right, like if somebody asks you, do I like pizza? There's a lot of different types of pizza. What am I talking about? Am I talking about New York style, Chicago, deep dish? Am I talking about stuffed crust? Am I talking about thin crust? Pan? What pizza am I saying that I like? And that's how y'all are playing this game with natural hair. It's like, okay, you say you like natural hair, but we're asking you what type of natural hair is it that you like? Because the argument is that you don't like 4C hair. Not that you don't like natural hair, that you don't like 4C. We're being very specific on the type that we're saying you don't like. And most of y'all who come in my comments and saying, oh, that's not true, that's not true. I can go to your follow list. I don't see one woman with 4C hair that you follow me. Not even close. Ain't that but a bunch of mixed, racially ambiguous, non-black women that you follow me. But somehow you go natural, black, Afrocentric sister. Miss me with it. Ain't nobody playing these games with y'all. I know how y'all are about hate. I don't have the finest hair, and then I don't have the coarsest hair. I'm right there stuck in the middle. So I see how y'all are about hate, right? That's one of the first things that black men say to me is something about my hair, because my hair is long, right? And so I know how y'all are about hair. And the other black women know how you are about hair. So you can't tell nobody who see it for themselves what they experience with y'all. If you a black man who not like this, good for you. You want a cookie because you don't make up the majority. But majority, when we asking you, what type of hair are you talking about? Because we know it's not an afro. We know it's not. So when you keep saying you like natural hair, okay, that's fine. Well, you like natural hair. Now be more specific about the type of hair that you're talking about. Last thing is, y'all be giving compliments sometimes to women that got 4C hair, but that don't mean you want those women, that you would be with those women. That's like I can give a compliment to a man who got a bald head. That don't mean I want to be in a relationship with a man that got a bald head. That don't mean that the men that I like are men with bald heads. Right? So you being able to compliment 4C hair or more coarse textured hair don't mean that that's the type of person that you would want to be in a relationship with or that you actually like.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. You know what? Let me do this. Let me look up 4C hair because and while I'm doing this, I want to make this point. Like, I do agree. I do think men, like, we be tripping sometimes. Like, I've heard guys have conversations about women's hair that I'm just like, ooh, like the thinking can be off. And I think there are a lot of reasons for that. That's a whole nother conversation. Whoa, this is 4C hair? What? That's lovely. Okay. Now that I have an idea of 4C hair, okay. But yeah, I've heard men talk about, I don't even want to say I've heard men sitting around talking about hair. I've heard them talk about, obviously, she's talking about black men. So we gonna use black men. I've heard them saying things about sisters that I'm just like, yeah, either you hate yourself or you don't know anything about women. You know, because I've heard some guys say, certain things, and I'm just like, yeah, they just in here talking. They'll, essentially they're saying that exotic or foreign women are a certain way versus black women, or even white women are a certain way versus black women. So they get caught up in this whole narrative. And I always remember to myself, because I'm not saying this to be in a proud way, but I've had an opportunity to date different women. And when I tell you, it's not about the race or the culture, it's about the heart of that woman, her upbringing, her fear of God, her friendships, the life that she's pursuing. That determines her. You know what I'm saying? Not whether she's a white woman, Hispanic, foreign, or even black. it's a decision of the heart. Now, if you have a preference for a certain ethnicity, then cool. But so I will agree with her on that. Now, in terms of being dishonest about the whole natural hair thing, I can't say I fully agree with her because I don't think most of us know what 4C hair even is. Like I had to look it up to see what it was. Um, I think this is just me. I think as a whole, if a man finds you attractive, if you're his preference and your hair is complementary to the rest of your physical aesthetic, he's going to be into you. If you maintain this 4C hair, because it just looks like a afro with like it's like tight curls, like almost like some people may call it nappy, but that's really what it looks like. Honestly, I would say I have 4C hair, obviously, but my hair is not out. It's you know braided, but the point is I think there's some misunderstanding here. Um, I do agree with some of what she's saying. Like, she probably get compliments and they probably tell her about their hair. And then maybe she had some experience where guys like, yeah, I like your hair. I don't like the other kind of hair. That's honestly like that kind of stuff is just gross to hear anyways. But I personally, from my experience with the men I know, they don't think like that. Like if they like your hair and then they also find you attractive, they don't have a problem with it. But I also don't hang around guys, my friends essentially are educated, they're God-fearing. For the most part, they are also settled in their thoughts. Like they're developed, they're exposed. So they know that beautiful women and good hair doesn't look alike. It can be maintained differently and all be beautiful because God created it that way. So when I hear her saying this, and honestly, it was almost like she was saying, well, if you don't think like this, you want to cook it. She went down the insulting path. But at the end of the day, it seems like maybe it's something that's, um, passion, something she's passionate about or something she's experienced. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think there will always be this ambiguity or this dishonesty in these conversations because you can't, a lot of times as men say things without saying like, maybe, okay, let's say these men don't like 4C hair, right? If they say it, then they're going to be attacked. So their honesty could bring about this chaos. So they may just be like, yeah, I like it. I like that pizza. I like pizza. Like she was saying, the analogy she used, which was great. But she's like, well, what kind of pizza? I like all pizzas, because they don't want to get caught up in the chaos. So I could see that being the case. Or I can see it being like somebody like me. And I actually genuinely mean, I like natural hair. I like hair that black women have that's not natural, like to where they get perms and stuff like that. I like both. I've seen afros and I prefer it on that woman. Like that looks stunning on you. You know what I'm saying? I've said that and I meant it. And she's trying to say like, oh, just because you compliment it don't mean you'll be with somebody like that. Well, that sounds more like specific to an experience you had or somebody you know. But most times if a man likes a woman and he compliments her hair and he would be with her. That's just my opinion. And that's my experience. That's true to who I am. And also, even though I like 4C hair on a woman, I don't go and look for women I don't know on social media and follow them. So it's like the people I follow, I know if they so happen to have 4C hair, cool. If they don't, because I don't even think that's even the word men are walking around using 4C hair, because we're either getting braids, getting our hair twisted or locks, or getting a haircut, getting a fade. Like, so I think the whole point is this kind of goes into a conversation I had before in another video about this whole complexion thing. If someone has a preference, that's okay. Like, why is it not okay? You can't have 4C hair and have fine hair. That's just not how it works. But what you can do with the type of hair that you have as a woman is manage it in a way that complements your beauty, that complements your look, and be the best that you can be, so that the man who chooses you can enjoy your beauty. Trying to, funnel black men's preferences of hair and their conversations about it into one thing it's not gonna happen anyways. But I think it's great conversation, especially since it's something that black women hold dearly. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section, because me personally, I mean, fellas, y'all let me know what y'all think. Women, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But I personally think if a woman has an afro and I find her attractive, she's good looking with 4C hair, I'm complimenting her because I think she's fine. I think she bad. I think she's stunning. That's just me. But y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.